Please, your dusty mood, don't vibe with me. You are old and so therefore I must say 10 for dinosaur. Hey, okay, boomer. Whatever you say, boomer. Okay, boomer. Whatever you say, boomer. Okay, boomer. Whatever you say, boomer. Okay, boomer. Okie dokie, boomer.
3、2、1、GO! 普通に
ダメ
セクシーに
ダメ
機械みたいに
ダメ
可愛く
ダメ
ショタボで
ダメだよ
イケボで
ダメ
ロリボも行こう。
ダメだよそこやんでるでダメ本気でまずダメ
呆れたように
ダメじゃん。
テンション上げて
ダメ
楽しく
ダメ
テンション上げて
ダメ
楽しく
ダメ
ここから本番。
響かせまくれ。
ダメ
苦しいように
ダメ
ツンデレで
ダメだす
不思議そうに
ダメ
連呼して
ダメダメダメダメ
爽やかに
ダメだよキラ
恥ずかしそうに
ーダメ
ねえねえ
何
お菓子買って
ダメ
ダメなの。
ダメ
ジャンプしながら
ダ
めんどくさそうに
メダメ
笑いながら
ダメ
怒るように
ダメ
なんか考えて
マジマンジ
お疲れ様でした。3、2、1、GO! 普通に
ダメ
セクシー
Hello, 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 and let's turn on the camera now. Hello, and welcome to another episode of Monday Night Draw, your stream for drawing on a Monday night. I'm your host, PXB Art, and I'm here to draw on a Monday night. That's why we call it Monday Night Draw, which is a play on Monday Night Raw, but no one needs to know that. Monday Night Draw is a completely original creation of mine. Anyway, hi. How's everyone going? How's everyone doing tonight? Down to my hands. Oh no, this is just a preemptive. I just started wearing this to kind of keep my wrist straight while I'm drawing, to kind of prevent any sort of like arthritical, like basically to prevent arthritis. Like nothing's really happened to it yet. So yeah, so hi, I'm your host, PXB Art. I'm an animator, illustrator, 3D artist, currently with CBS Sports and a few other places. Hope everyone's doing well tonight. How's it going, Simper_X? Let me get my little soundboard out here to give him a proper applause. But yeah, check out Simper_X, who is a very great variety streamer. Does games, does art, does pretty much everything. There you go. So, thanks for joining us here tonight, SimperX. But yeah, hope everyone's doing well tonight. It's been a while since I did a Monday night stream. Just been busy with work and stuff. But yeah, but tonight I have a little bit of time, so I want to work on some emotes. So if anyone has like any ideas for emotes, that'd be cool. I have a couple things. I think I have a couple slots open for emotes, so I don't need much. I just need like one or two. Yeah, so that's what's on the agenda tonight. Let me just turn this down in my headset a little bit so that way it stops blaring that music very loudly, even though it's good music. Capcom vs. SNK 2 has a very good soundtrack. Usual raid hype, yeah. Kind of want to do like some sort of like a heart thing, and I kind of need something for like when I fuck up. So I need like a face going like kind of like that. So those are like my main two things. Yeah, like hype, like get hype, and like or like kind of like a let's go, and like and then raid and hype. Raid and like if I could draw myself, yeah, good. Yeah, do like a little guy with like glasses or something. But yeah, so that's gonna be. We're just gonna very loosely sketch a bunch of stuff and hopefully pick something that sticks. Hopefully something that feels nice. Oh, yeah. If all else fails, we could do Macho Man, Randy Savage. But yeah, as far as news goes, yeah, just been working a lot. Just delivered a couple of spots for Sling TV for their sports lineup of promos. So like their NBA Finals promo, they had like a Wimbledon spot for the tennis tournament, and they had a spot for the Olympics this week, so that's what I've been doing the past couple weeks at night. And then during my day job, we are working on some stuff that is a little. I'm working on a documentary right now about athletes of color, kind of like breaking into sports that they're not traditionally in. We're like doing like so basically the documentary will kind of feature like African American fencers, hockey players, gymnasts, skateboarders, sports that are typically thought of as like white sports. We're like the documentary interviews athletes of color that were able to break into those fields. So I'm working on the animated intro for that, which is a lot of the design that we're doing requires like a lot of hand animation, so I'm doing like a lot of frame by frame animation of people like skating and fencing, whatever. So that's actually how I got this thing. So that's why I bought this thing, kind of because I noticed that like yeah, like I was just drawing like pretty much all day, which is because normally I'll work in like 3D or I'll work in like After Effects or Photoshop. I don't do a ton of straight up illustration at work for my day job. But then like yeah, I mean I do like storyboards and whatever, but that's usually like I'll take like a day to do that or like half a day to do that. But for like the past 2 weeks, all I've been doing is drawing, like just drawing frame by frame. People doing sports stuff, and yeah, it was kind of killing my wrists, and it's still kind of killing my back right now. And I think I mentioned this on stream before. Like they sent me a new tablet, and I switched it. The one I was using, I took it back to my office, and then I opened up the Wacom Cintiq 16 that they sent me, but the stand on it is like barely off the ground, so I have to kind of lean in on it a lot. So that's kind of killing my back here, like my upper back. And then this thing, yeah, I just decided to kind of be proactive about this and just kind of keep my wrist straight, so that way I'm not kind of like doing too much of that. And yeah, and it also has the nice benefit of like not smudging the screen, because like it is summer, so I don't want to be like all sweaty on this Cintiq, because like because eventually when I give it back to them, they'll be like, what the fuck is this, all this arm sweat that's on it. But yeah, so that's what I've been up to. So yeah, so without further ado, let's get to drawing. So yeah, but the usual stuff. Follow me on Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, Snapchat, any social media. If you type @pxbart, you'll find me on there probably. So be sure to do that. I'm just gonna choose some music here for our stream. Something like chill, lo-fi. It is 11:30 p.m. when we're just getting started now, so I'm just gonna pick something that's relaxing. I'm just gonna up the speed by a little bit, because I've been uploading these streams onto YouTube after the fact, and YouTube doesn't like my choice of music. It keeps on like yanking them down and telling me and threatening me with like legal action. So I futz with the music a bit just to kind of avoid detection. Alright, so let's go to our Clip Studio Paint. Let's make emoticons. That's our little hub, our little thing there. I'm gonna turn this down a little bit. But yeah, I think a new chapter of Dragon Ball Super drops tomorrow, so I've seen some of the leaks for that already. So that's we're getting a new form for Vegeta, so that's neat, I guess. It's another thing that they can make merch of. So let's see. Typically I want to do something that's kind of like, maybe like a face that's like that, that's like, Rawr. It'll be like, let's go. Something like that, like a face, and like, he's got teeth there, and he's like spitting and shit. Yelling really hard, so his eyes are closed. He's got like a nose. He's like, oh. Maybe he's kind of like doing something like that. Maybe he should be facing the other way. Maybe he's centered. Right now, yeah, we're just doing a blue pencil sketch, just kind of keeping things loose. Yeah, I'm still getting used to this wrist thing. I'm not sure if I'm going to keep it on all night because I actually feel a little uncomfortable with it. It's kind of keeping my hand like in place too much. It's like it's constantly like giving me a posture check. Maybe it has like sonic pulls or something. Yeah, it takes getting used to. Yeah. Yeah, this is like day 2 of using this. Yeah, it's good. Yeah, this is all pretty much preventative care. And I'm actually thinking about doing, because I used to do physical therapy, like, just to kind of like take care of like little aches and stuff. Because I did the New York City Marathon a couple years, like a few years, say a couple years ago, but it's more like 5 years ago now at this point, half a decade ago, and yeah, I kind of fucked up my hip with that, and yeah, so I was going to physical therapy for that for a while, just to kind of make sure that it doesn't get more injured. Not that it was like bothering me most days, but like since I haven't been going because of the pandemic, like it's actually like the hip pain has actually started flaring up more than usual. So I think I'm gonna start trying to do that again. I'm actually working on site at the office tomorrow, so I'm gonna see if I can maybe go in tomorrow or at least give them a call to make an appointment for next time I'm in the city. Kind of go there because my physical therapist office is like right by my. It's not right by. It's like by the train. Because basically I'll take that train like around to get off like around like 57th Street. But my office is like all the way in Hell's Kitchen by the river. And yeah, and the physical therapist is by the train, so it's like on the way there. So it is super convenient to go there on the way back home from work. I don't know if this guy should be smiling. He's like, yeah. I don't like smiling. That's making him look low. Maybe put in a couple fists here. You know what? I kind of like, because I was thinking of kind of like writing out the words like "let's go" here, but I'm gonna scrap that. What if he's like, I like him saying like "yeah, yeah." Because every time I play Valheim with my coworkers, I kind of just yell that when I go charging at a ogre or at a troll. Yeah, so I was using this other thing, this like kind of like glove thing, which was kind of built for to prevent you from smudging your screen. So it offered less, but it was like kind of like a little nylon thing that kind of went here and only covered these 2 fingers and kind of left these ones free. So I was wearing that for a couple of days, but I found that it was actually irritating the ever-living shit out of my skin, like right here and like right here. So after using it for like half an hour, like I noticed that like my skin was like sore for some reason. So I think I was actually having an allergic reaction to whatever the glove was made out of. Which I told to a coworker, and then they pointed out to me, like, hey, did you wash it before you? Because I ordered it off Amazon, and I think it came from China. And then they're like, oh, hey, did you wash it before you put it on? I'm like, no, I don't. It's like when you buy like a shirt in the store, like you don't typically like wash it before you put it on, right? So like so I was just like, hey, it's just a glove, so like I put it on without thinking about that. So I just put it in the laundry and getting it washed. So hopefully that washes away whatever, maybe there's like some coating or something on it that was that I had a reaction to. Yeah, and I still kind of feel it too. Like I have like a little bit of soreness right here, which is weird from like a piece of cloth doing that to me. Oh well. Yeah, what if he is facing the other way? One of the ideas I kind of had for the moment, I was kind of like thinking about it over the weekend. Kind of wanted to do like the alligator Loki from the Loki show, but I think that might be in like a month. People aren't gonna like remember what that's from or care what that's from. It's too topical, so I decided against it. Details of this guy gonna be? Just a tiny bit. There you go. Oh, that feels better. I'm just looking at a bunch of facial reference that I have kind of saved. Wondering what I should do, what I should make this person's face look like. If you're watching this, and if you're in the New York area in October, and you're going to New York Comic Con, yeah, I'll be there. I'll be there, kind of hanging out on Thursday. So, you can do a PXP art meetup if you're so inclined. Yeah, I need to play that Final Fantasy VII DLC. That I think it came out like about a month ago, or more than a month ago. What should this person be wearing? Maybe they'll wear a baseball cap, just like I'm wearing a baseball cap right now. Just like that. Okay. Not what I meant to do. Alright, so let's do some pencils for real. I'll just slip out this for a tiny bit, and then I'll put it on later. I'm free! Anyway. Although I gotta say, taking off that brace doesn't really help with the not getting sweat on the tablet front. Now remember kids, if you'd like to support the stream, there are a few ways to do it. The most direct way is you can buy me a coffee on my coffee page, ko-fi.com/pxpart. And, donors to the coffee page get their own high-res digital file of any art piece that I've done on stream. And most pieces that I've done on my Instagram. So you just message me and let me know which one you want, and I will do my best to accommodate you. I'll send you the files, the high-res files that you can use for a wallpaper, for your phone, for your laptop, your computer. You can use it as an avatar, for any non-commercial use. You can use any of my illustrations for that, send you a high-res version of that so you can, blow it up to a reasonable size and not lose too much, not have it be blurry. And plus, if you're interested, I can also send you the work files so you can see exactly how I put these things together in Photoshop or Clip Studio Paint. But you know, most people have Photoshop, so I'll send over a Photoshop file in most cases. If this person was like had wide open eyes. That somehow seems even crazier. Okay, we're gonna do that. Put this back on just to make sure that I keep my wrist straight. Alright. I'm not gonna put it on super tight. That's my promise to myself. Not super tight. But yeah, coffee is the best way to support the page. $3 gets you a high-res digital file of anything you like. $6 gets you a mini print of any piece that you like. Just message me to let me know which one you want, and I will send that over to you if you're in the US. If you are outside of the US and would like to do that, message me and we'll arrange something. So just to show you what we're dealing with here, this is a piece that we're mailing out. I have like a Bulma that I'm sending out to a donor. So yeah, so this is what a mini print, what the size is. This one, and this is another one, and it comes with the official PXB art sticker, or I'm sorry, signature. So yeah, so it's this size 4x6 or 4x4 if it's a square image. So yeah, $6 gets you that if you would like to support the stream that way. We have a special gift for $15 donors, which is a digital art book of stuff that I cannot show on stream without getting banned again. So yeah, so take that as well. If you'd like to see that, it's $15 donation on Ko-fi, ko-fi.com/pxbart. So that is the most direct way to support the stream. You can also sub to the stream if you are so inclined. You get nothing of rewards right now, really, but it is a nice way to support the stream. I am working on the rewards actively right now on this very stream, so you'll get this access to this ugly looking motherfucker. Just kind of going like, yeah. Is he happy? Is he mad? What's going on? You don't know. He's just yelling. He's just got hype going. Maybe he's wearing a Rangers hat. So yeah, so I was watching Console Wars over on Paramount Plus. Be sure to subscribe to Paramount Plus if you'd like to support the stream in a very, very indirect way. Subscribe to Paramount Plus because I have content that I've worked on that's there. So if you'd like to keep the Viacom CBS company going, subscribe to Paramount Plus. That is it. And as long as they are around, I will be here. They will be able to employ me. So that is one way to indirectly, super duper indirectly support the stream, is by supporting Viacom CBS by subscribing to Paramount Plus. I believe there is a free tier where like you can get ads on it. You get the same content, but you get ads. That's either free or cheap. Either way, even if you do that, that's a super indirect way of supporting the stream. Anyway, so I brought up Paramount Plus because I started watching a documentary called Console Wars that's on it. And yeah, I haven't finished it yet. I'm about like halfway through it. I'm up to the part where, because basically it's a documentary about the rivalry between Nintendo of America and Sega of America back in like the early to mid 90s, when Sega legit looked like, oh hey, they might actually dethrone Nintendo here. Spoiler alert, they didn't. As far as like that console war goes, I feel like I'm like one of those Civil War soldiers that like fought for the South and lost. So now I'm just kind of like here, a little bitter about things, but still acknowledging that like, yeah, Nintendo was the better company, but I'm still bitter about it. Ugh. So it's a bit like that with me. Like when I was a kid, I was a diehard Sega fanboy. I was just like, I said the line. I was like, Sega does what Nintendo don't. Oh, but you're playing Mario? It's lame. I play cool games like Sonic and like Madden. Even though I think there was a Madden for the Super Nintendo. So I am the one of the losers of that console war, because like as everyone knows, like Nintendo's still around, but Sega is not. Not in that way, anyway. So that documentary is about the rivalry between Sega of America and Nintendo of America. It doesn't really dive into the Japanese side of things, but it is kind of told from the perspective of Sega of America. So they interview like a lot of Sega heads and VPs of marketing, like Tom Kalinske. He was like the head of marketing for Sega of America at the time, and they kind of like described that like, how he went to Japan. He was just like, hey, we got to be super fucking aggressive with how we sell the Genesis, aka the Mega Drive, in the States, and Japan was just like, what? Okay, whatever. You do your thing, American guy. We're gonna do our thing. You only see this drawing as Adon from Street Fighter. Yeah, he's got kind of like the Adon nose, right? He has like a little bit of a. In fact, we'll just give him like, I think Adon's like, he has like a earring or something. We'll just lean into that. Adon is actually like, he's like one of my mains in like Street Fighter Alpha 2. So I am good with that comparison. I like Adon a lot. Yeah, so the reason why I brought up that documentary, so like Yeah, so basically, Sega of America's strategy then was just like, oh hey, like Nintendo is like not only are they ahead of Sega, but they're like so far and above. Like they have such a big market share. Sega of America's only move, pretty much, was to just kind of like take them on directly in like ads and stuff. And if you remember like the Sega ad, they like they talk about the ad agency that like did the whole Sega like that kind of scream that like that they recorded it. They like talked to that ad agency and they're like, yeah, like it was like a small ad firm that like they were like, this was like they needed this pitch. If they didn't this pitch to Sega didn't succeed, the ad firm would have gone away. But then they end up doing like Sega's whole marketing campaign where they pretty much they go after Nintendo. They do the whole catchphrase Sega does what Nintendo don't, and they're like, oh yeah, like it was our job to like to kind of paint Nintendo as like the baby system for like little kids, and for like it was like your dad's preferred video game system. It was just lame and slow and whatever, whereas Sega is fast and hardcore and for like cool teenage boys. Okay, so they're pretty much they're just pretty much responsible for that. And like, this guy just screaming. It's kind of reminds me of that whole Sega scream. Yeah, it's gonna go on here. And that'll just do with the type tool. I want this guy to be like, he's like hyped, he's yelling, but he's not comfortable. But yeah, Sega's ad campaign was so successful that eventually, like, Nintendo followed suit. Nintendo eventually kind of like adopted like a similar kind of weird tone to their advertising towards like the mid to later half of the Super Nintendo's life. So Simper, if you're there, like I have a question for you. How do you pronounce the Super Nintendo, like the abbreviation for the Super Nintendo? Like when I was a kid, I would always say SNES because I always called the Famicom / the first Nintendo system NES. So the follow-up I normally would call SNES. But recently I've just been calling it SNES instead of saying the letters out loud. Then a lot of people I've talked to recently, they kind of told me like, oh yeah, I've always said SNES. I never said SNES. But like, but most people like that I went to school with and like, that I grew up around with, like we all said SNES because the first console, the first gaming system was the NES. And that was just, the SNES was just an extension of that. Let's turn off the video. That's one of the things I need to learn how to do in this is how to do a poll. I need to learn how to do polls, sound alerts, and I think I might get a Stream Deck. Not to be confused with the Steam Deck. Which actually did put in a pre-order for a Steam Deck last week when they went live. Which, yeah, that was like the most, I guess, dangerous move that they could have done. They put up the pre-orders on a day that I did not have a ton to do. Like last Friday, like I was actually, my schedule from work actually freed up quite a bit. So then, when the Steam Deck pre-orders went up, I was not working on anything current at the moment, so I was just like, you know what, I'll try to pre-order this thing, and I did. And I'm like, alright, I guess I'll see you in like 6 months. Steam Deck.
Wherever you go.
You can start with the chatbot. So how do I set up chatbots? Do I, is that like a, I guess Streamlabs, right? You just go on their website, they have like that stuff there. We need chatbots. Need sound alerts. Need the ability to make polls. Streamlabs or Stream Elements. Interesting.
This time I'll protect you.
Yeah, we're gonna. At some point, I need to finish up the Yakuza games on stream. I'm still playing through Yakuza 5. Yakuza 5 is a very long game, from what I've understood, and I think I'm not even like a quarter of the way done with it. So actually, I might want to pick that up tomorrow and stream Yakuza 5 after work. Probably like around 10 o'clock, 10:30 Eastern.
That's right. We were together.
And I'm saying that because this music is playing, and the game series I kind of want to tackle next after Yakuza is I kind of want to check out Kingdom Hearts. And the only reason I say is like my sister, like maybe a couple of years, she gifted me like the Kingdom Hearts collection for PS4, and I have yet to break the shrink wrap on it. So I gotta check that out. And also edit your channel points at the bottom here so people can have fun with them in chat. Oh yeah, so is that something that I do on Twitch, or is that something, or is that like another Streamlabs or Stream Elements thing? Yeah, because I've been trying to figure out like what to do with the stream, with the channel points. And channel points, yeah, I want to add like sound alerts and shit like that. It's on Twitch. Gotta dive into that. Let me see. What are the streaming tools? Just kind of looking at my settings and my account page now. Extensions. Is that their extensions? Reviewers for showing their support with leaderboards and other tools. Interesting. Sound alerts are another site that you link through the extensions. Gotcha. Interesting. Man, I really gotta like take like a week off or something from work just to kind of dive into this stuff now. Viewer engagement. Okay, I think I found it. Play sound alerts. It says I have it installed. Let's install that. Oh, so I need to go in and add sounds to it. Interesting. Alright, I need to go shopping for sounds, for the sound alert things. Guess I know what I'm doing with my day tomorrow. I don't have to be too precious with this because I am going to go over this again with the inking pen. Alright, so let's ink this bad boy, and then we're going to take a small break before we dive into coloring it. Let's do a little bigger than that. Yeah, it might be actually moving soon. Still gonna stay in Queens. But the place that we're moving to is gonna have an extra bedroom, so yeah, so the space that I work out of now, this room that I'm in right now, is a second bedroom that is is both my home office that I use to work. I have like a drawing desk right here. This is like my computer desk, and it is also a guest room for like when my sister-in-law or like my nephew or like my in-laws or anyone pretty much comes to visit. We have a bed here with other stuff, so it's all kind of like in one spot. And plus it kind of just holds my stuff, as you can see, like, you know, it's all my stuff as opposed to my wife's stuff. Yeah, so the place we might move into, depending on if it becomes available, has an extra bedroom, so I might have more room to have my stuff in. If that happens, I'm gonna see if I can do some VR shit. It's one of my streaming heroes. Aside from Simper, he is my streaming hero. One of my other ones is a friend of mine, Adam Bombody. She's a streamer based in LA. We worked together once, and yeah, she does a lot of virtual reality and augmented reality streams. So yeah, so if I get more room to, like, you know, set up like a little home studio for this, I might do some VR stuff. Just pretty much try to copy her shtick once in a while. My shtick is gonna still remain art and illustration, and talking about K-pop. So any K-pop fans out there, or any Astro fans out there, there's a new album coming out. I don't know the name of it. My wife knows the name of it, but I know she's excited for it. And I know it. The pre-orders go up at like 1 a.m. our time, which is in a couple of hours. Actually, in an hour. So yeah, be on the lookout for that. Astro. So in entertainment news, it seems like Black Widow had a very steep drop-off in the box office. And Disney was surprised by that, it seems. That they're like, oh shit. But like, I could have told you that would happen. Like, between the fact that, like, the pandemic is still going on. The movie is available to rent or purchase online on VOD. And then also Space Jam 2 came out like the week after. Like, yeah, it's gonna have a huge drop off. Personally, like, when I saw the movie, I thought it was good. I thought it was alright. It was a fun Marvel action movie. But I was kind of expecting a Marvel spy movie, if there's like a difference there. I expected a lot more kind of espionage and kind of like more grounded, kind of like spy shit. But like, they have like Natasha like having like, a fight in the middle of the air, hand to hand, while like a flying fortress is behind her exploding. And she's like doing like superhuman jumps from like debris to debris, and like they're able to land just kind of without parachutes or anything. Just actually, I don't even know that. Actually, that I might be making up. Yeah, but they do jump from like debris to debris, just kind of fighting them like da 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 da, and like and not dying, even though she's not a super powered character. But yeah, but it was fun. It was fun. I liked Florence Pugh, who played what's her face, Yelena. Blah, blah, blah. I don't know what her last name is in the Marvel comics. But I always kind of saw her as like, oh yeah, she's just blonde Black Widow. Not much of a personality there. And like, they gave her one in the Black Widow movie. And spoilers, if you haven't seen it, close your ears. They give Yelena a very big personality, and like, I thought that was welcome and that was awesome. They took away personality from Taskmaster and just kind of did some bullshit with Taskmaster, which I'll be glad to dive into what exactly my problems with the Taskmaster's character was. And it's not just like, oh yeah, okay, we're gonna spoil Taskmaster in 10, 9, 8, 7, 6. So if you haven't seen Black Widow, just tune out for like 2 minutes while we talk shit. In 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and we're in spoiler territory. So spoilers from here on out for like the next couple minutes while I talk about Black Widow. But yeah, my problems with Taskmaster aren't just like that they made him into a woman, because like I think that was a pretty interesting twist. I was like, oh yeah, it could be like Taskmaster, whatever. Like I'm not married to the idea of Jim Masters or Tony Masters being Taskmaster. But yeah, but they just made Taskmaster into a boring character. They just made him into Winter Soldier 2.0. So in the movie, so in the comics, Taskmaster is just like a guy that he doesn't really even have superpowers. He just has really good like photo like I mean, might as well be a superpower, but like, he has really good like photographic memory. So like if he sees like notices the way that Captain America throws his shield, like he imitates that and is able to do that. Like he can get his muscles to do whatever he wants them to do. And once he observes, he's like basically like Kakashi and or he's like an Uchiha from Naruto. Like he has the Sharingan, so he can like he looks at someone doing a technique and he can copy it. Not necessarily because he's like super powered or whatever, but because he's like that athletically skilled, and because of that he's like he's pretty cocky and just like kind of talks a lot and like and in recent years he's been he has a personality that's kind of like close to Deadpool, but without the fourth wall breaking. But yeah, my problem isn't necessarily that they nixed that. It's just that like they took away all that in order to make Taskmaster the daughter of the main bad guy, because like Natasha's whole backstory is like, oh no, they're like, oh, the Red Room, which is where Natasha received her training from, like as a KGB agent, still exists even though she thought she blew it up and destroyed it. No, it still exists, and it's still kidnapping young girls and forcing them to become widow operatives. So a long time ago, she went and blew up the Red Room and its leader, assuming that they were dead. But she kind of used the guy's daughter as bait to kind of lure him out, and then she just like blew them all up with a bomb together. And like Natasha's story arc in this is that she feels guilty for having done that. She's like, oh man, that was a little kid. I shouldn't have done that. I killed that. In fact, they make a mention of it. Like I just saw like the little featurette on Disney Plus, like called Marvel Legends, where they kind of like, oh hey, this is Black Widow, blah blah blah. This is like everything you need to know about Black Widow going into the Black Widow movie. And there's a line in Avengers Part 1 where Loki is like, I know what you did. I know what you did to Dreykov's daughter. Even though you don't know who Dreykov is, they go into that specific plot point in Black Widow the movie. So she blows up Dreykov's daughter in an effort to kill Dreykov by just blowing them all up together. But surprise, she survives. Dreykov also survives. Dreykov apparently survives like unharmed. But the daughter was like, she's basically Deadpool from Wolverine Origins. So has like a burnt face, doesn't talk. In order to do the Taskmaster photographic memory thing, they like inject her with like a microchip or whatever. So it's not the power. It's not the skill anymore. It's just like a cyborg implant thing. And yeah, which all that I would have been cool with. But then like she doesn't talk at all throughout the whole movie. She's just kind of just there. And the movie stops being like, Natasha needs to find a way to beat Taskmaster, and then it becomes like, oh, Natasha needs to find a way to save Taskmaster, because Taskmaster is just another brainwashed person just following orders that needs saving. Which I'm just like on its own would be cool, but they're already doing that with the other widows, because the plot of the movie is that she finds out that the Red Room survived, so she's there to go free the other widows that are still in the program, because she has like a magical science spray cologne thing that kills the brainwashing. So they have that, and that's their mission, and that's what they do. They're like, they go there. She even has a very extended and very well done fight sequences with all the widows that they have there. It's like, it's like that Matrix fight scene where all the Smiths are attacking Neo. It's like, it's a bunch of widows are attacking Black Widow. But then, that fight ends with her, able to be like, okay, yeah, boom. Magical juice makes you all realize that you're under mind control, so you stop. And, she doesn't win that fight either, because, there's, 20 of them, and there's, one of her, so they eventually do overpower her. But, she gets saved when, Yelena comes back and, throws the magical juice at them, and they're like, okay, we don't feel like killing you anymore. And they back off. So they pretty much do the exact same thing with Taskmaster, and to me that is just boring as shit. You already have oh yeah, we need this person is not responsible for their actions because they're brainwashed by the big bad. So let's say I don't want to hurt you, I don't want to defeat you in battle, I want to save you and give you your own free will. So they do that with the widows. And then they do it again they do the exact same thing with Taskmaster. That Taskmaster shows up, she gets stuck in a prison cell, but then Natasha goes okay, well, I don't want you to die in this exploding fortress, so I free you. So when you come out, she does the same thing where she's where when she was fighting the widow, she was kind of I'm holding back because I don't want to hurt you. Taskmaster breaks out, she's like, oh, okay, well, I'm holding back because I don't want to hurt you, and I want to try to convince you to stop, to be friendly or whatever. And yeah, so the same thing happens again. The movie ends up with her, spraying Taskmaster with the magical juice. Taskmaster realizing, oh, I've been under mind control this whole time, so I'm gonna stop. Alright, cool. Right off to the sunset. If they were gonna do that, they should have just made, I don't even know what the character's name is, I'm just going to refer to her as Taskmaster. They should have just made this character that they call Taskmaster, they should have just made her another widow. They should have called her Black Widow 2 or something, because she's a counterpart to Natasha. And and to me the biggest kind of problem with that whole kind of deal is that again, like I said, she lets Taskmaster free and then Taskmaster attacks her, but then she's spends the whole time being well, I'm holding back because I don't want to hurt you. And then the fight only ends with with Natasha against the ropes, but then someone comes and sprays her with the magical juice, and then everything's fine. So this being Scarlett Johansson's last movie, presumably as Black Widow, she doesn't get a clean win against Taskmaster. At no point is she able to oh, I figured out Taskmaster's trick, so I can overcome it, so next time that we fight, because she spends the whole movie getting her ass kicked by Taskmaster. Every time they kind of cross paths, that Taskmaster comes out on top. So they rob Natasha of the chance to beat Taskmaster on her own terms, or in an actual fight. And that could have been symbolic, because Taskmaster has the abilities of the other Avengers, so it could have been oh yeah, Natasha has a contingency plan on how to take out Captain America. It would be a nice kind of way to be yeah, she can take them all. She's cool. She's that cool. No, they don't do that. Instead, they just kind of like to just portray Taskmaster like, oh yeah, Taskmaster's just another victim. And to me, like, you know, again, like I said, they already did that in the same movie. So, like, to me, that's just boring. And a waste of a character. But overall, like I said, like the movie is enjoyable. Like the whole cast has chemistry with each other, so that's good. I especially love the bits with like, you know, the Russian mom and like, you know, the KGB agents rather, like, you know, her adoptive mother and father, and has seen them all interact and joke around with each other and poke fun at each other and all that. Like, you know, to me that's cool. They're like, I like those parts, but like, you know, the parts where they're like, oh yeah, action movie. To me, it didn't make a whole. It didn't, like, you know, wasn't super enjoyable to me in that respect. Let's make sure that the lines are pretty thick because this is going to be in a small size. Yeah, so that's my big beef with the Black Widow movie. So spoilers are over. We're just gonna spoil the box office stuff now. So like, yeah, like I think it being kind of like, you know, pretty decently good movie, not super like, you know, not super groundbreaking like an Avengers Endgame or even Avengers 1 or Avengers like, you know, Infinity War. You know, yes, like, you know, it's decent. I think between that, Space Jam 2 coming out, so everyone kind of moving on to the next thing, the rental service happening, and I guess then they're also blaming piracy as well. Like, all led to like, oh hey, this movie did not perform like at all the second week. Yeah, so if you go like, let's see, it's a good font. What if we did TT Norms black? Yeah. So it'll be like this. Alright, so this is going to be behind the thing here, and this one will be in front. With that, I'm going to take a quick bathroom break, and when we get back we'll add some simple colors to this. We're not going to do a lot of shading on this because that doesn't show up when you put it in chat. Alright, so I'll be right back. See you in a little bit. Bye. Then we'll talk about Loki when I get back. Bye. Hey, and we're back. Alright, so let's color in this guy. I'm just gonna turn this off. Let's grab our trusty paint bucket tool. So hopefully this works. So I'm not gonna like give him like flash color, I'm just gonna give him like kind of blue. Something like that. I don't know if I mentioned this on stream before, but yeah, I started watching Cobra Kai on Netflix. Cobra Kai is really fucking good. It is so the basic elevator pitch for Cobra Kai, you're not unfamiliar, is Cobra Kai is the name. It's a sequel series to the Karate Kid from the movie from the 80s about kid that gets bullied when he moves to California by a bunch of like karate wielding yuppie kids. So he learns to fight from an old Japanese handyman who's actually also a karate master. So he goes to the World Martial Arts Tournament, the Tenkaichi Budokai, to fight his bullies and earn their respect. If you're young and are unfamiliar with it, if you've ever seen anyone doing like the crane kick motion, which is when they like kind of stand up on one leg and kind of do this and then like kick with the leg, Karate Kid, that's what that's from. If you've ever seen that referenced anywhere. But yeah, so Cobra Kai is the sequel to that, and Cobra Kai gets its name. Cobra Kai is the name of the karate dojo of the bullies from the first movie. So Cobra Kai, at first, it's kind of told from the perspective of Johnny, who's like the main bully from Karate Kid from the movie. And like, yeah, it's him kind of like trying to get his shit together, but like also being super bitter at Daniel LaRusso, who is the titular Karate Kid from the first movie, who went on to to defeat him in the tournament, and then after that he became a very well respected martial artist and lived a happy life, and has he has a whole string of car dealerships, and he's he's rich, whereas Johnny the bully ended up poor and just kind of doing manual labor jobs to get by. So Cobra Kai is about him trying to I need to make something out of my life. He comes to the aid of a high school kid who is being bullied. And then he decides I'm going to train kids in the way that I was taught, to strike first and to be merciless and be super alpha male type. I'm going to teach that to nerds and whatever, so they can learn to fight back against bullies. And that's kind of like the elevator pitch of that. So yep, Johnny from Karate Kid 1, Johnny the bully, is back, but he wants to teach the bully karate style to kids who are bullied. So it takes that premise and kind of makes it into Dragon Ball. To be honest, it's silly. It's it takes itself seriously, but it also knows to kind of it knows how to take itself seriously in a way that it kind of winks and nods at the audience, but it also is like, yeah, like, if you're invested in this is a pretty solid story, but we all know that the premise is kind of ridiculous. Because the whole thing with that is like karate in this series is kind of treated as like this, like, oh my god, oh, karate. It's like someone has a gun. They're like, oh my god, you know karate, oh shit. Like, people respect it. Like, they're like Jedi warriors. They're like Jedi Knights, basically, if you know karate. And like Cobra Kai is like the dark side. And for some reason, like, the bigger world, the rest of the United States and the world exists within this universe of Karate Kid and Cobra Kai. Yet the most important thing in the world, the thing that people get bent out of shape for, and like cause like gang wars and violence, actual like real world violence, real world in the context of the show. They actually cause violence and kidnapping and murder and all this in order to be crowned the karate champion of the under 18 tournament in some California town. Like, that is like the most important thing in that universe, is being the karate champion of this regional karate tournament. So much so that, like, yeah, like, when at the end of the first season, like, someone wins the tournament, and then like out of the shadows, like, someone comes, like, I've been like, out there as an assassin, but now I know it's time for me to, like, come back to this one specific town with this one specific karate tournament. And that's pretty, to me, that's hilarious. But yeah, I think I'm gonna wrap this up soon. Let's put it on a separate layer. I guess I want to change the color later. Where did I put it? I like these colors. Then we're going to contrast that with the nice big bright orange. quick? There you go. Ow. Alright, so this emote is not done yet because we need to. How do I change the color? Or how do I edit the text? Yeah, but I think that's gonna do it for tonight because I do have to get up early tomorrow. So we're gonna just end the stream here. So yeah, so be sure to check me out on Instagram, on Twitter, on all the social medias at PXBArt. Check out the merch shop. There's a link below the stream here. Check out my Ko-fi page to make a donation if you'd like. Again, the link's right under the video here. What else? Yeah. Follow me so that way we can get to 100 followers and do another game giveaway. We are currently at 60, so we need 40 more of you. So tell your friends, family, and enemies to click the little heart button. And be sure to subscribe. We'll get some emotes that look kind of like this. Alright, so yeah, that's my whole shtick. I'm going to go to sleep now because I have to be up tomorrow at 7. Thank you very much for your time. I'll see you all real soon. Be good at what you do and be good to each other. Alright, let's go full one more time. Be good and be good to each other. Be good and be good at it, as Danny Albriando says. Alright, have a good night. See you soon. See you real soon. Take care.